Alright, hi there guys, welcome back. So I'm going to continue, so I'm going to show you a little bit more about this garment. So again, you can do the same with the trousers guys, you can do stuff like that very easily. You can see that with this brush you can create some real wrinkles very quickly with the trousers as well, and you can create stuff for the whatever you want. But then, for example, if you want to do the trousers, because we already have a copy here, I'm going to hide this and I'm just going to move it down, so I'm working on that. You can see that this one has a mask already. You can either do the same, mask it, or you can actually have a look at the geometry you have, okay? And then, I think at this one I deleted the level, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go and take this and I'm going to delete it, because I got a copy here already. So, okay, I'm going to take this, which has a copy, and then what I can do is I can take this, I'm going to geometry, I'm going to set subtools, and I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to move it down. I like to move down the one that I'm always working. That's just me, have it. And then I'm going to go to the lowest level, and I'm just going to have a look at the geometry and see if I can actually reuse the geometry instead of creating fresh geometry. So this geometry here could work if I just extract it and then create a trouser from here. So this is quite clean. This is quite clean. Here, not very good, I think, but you can actually extract a lot of things from there, I think. So what you can do is you can actually, for example, press Ctrl Shift, select this, right there, and then Ctrl Shift click invert, okay, and then so you want to be more precise with this. I'm going to try something with you guys. So if you go here into transform and you tell them that you're going to do point selection, this button will make it more precise. If you press Control, you can see the point selection button affect the way polygons are selected when hiding and unhiding portion of a mesh. When pressed, point selection mode is active, and any polygon with points that fall within the selection will be hidden or hidden. So I'm going to click there, and that will make the things a little bit more accurate. So I'm going to press Ctrl Shift, and roughly the trousers will go just below the belly button here, which I think is still too low, but I'm going to go and I'm going to select this sort of portion, okay, and it didn't work. I'm going to create this a little bit like that, okay, it just didn't help actually. But let's try something a bit more drastic. I'm going to clean this, okay, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go into polygroups. I'm going to hit group visible. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift, hide that, and I can probably hide these dudes here now. So I'm going to go here, Ctrl Shift, oops, not that. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift and then press Alt to hide them. Again, Ctrl Shift, press Alt and hide them. You see I create a nice clean there. So this one here I'm gonna create, because they're separate by now by this missing mesh. If I hit auto group, it will give me two colors, which is perfect. Ctrl Shift, I click on this, invert, Ctrl Shift, hide that. That's great. And I can just go here. I'm going to delete the highest because I'm not going to need the highest. So this is because I already got a copy. So you see everything, make sure you work in a copy, don't do that in the original, you're going to lose everything. So go here, and then I'm going to, because there's got some stuff hidden, I'm going to say delete hidden. Great. Now I'm going to delete the legs or the shoes or whatever. I'm going to press Control. I'm going to press again Control Shift, and I'm just going to select all this, and I'm just going to Control Shift and then Alt to hide that. Need to be a bit more precise than that. Just nearly there, but we can just, because we have the button selection here is more precise, because within the button that comes within the selection it will be better. Control Shift, let's put the lasso to be a bit more accurate, and then we're just gonna hide. You see I don't have to go all the way, only by selecting the points it will not work. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna press Alt and then hide those, okay, and again I'm gonna frame it, then delete the hidden. Maybe I went too far. Okay, so I'm just gonna go again. Maybe I undid too much. It's okay. Go into geometry, delete hidden. I'm gonna press Ctrl Shift and click on this dude, and then delete hidden. That's it. I got this with no levels. Now I can make trousers out of this. I think these trousers are a little bit too high, but I think we can probably work on those like that for now. Maybe getting a little bit lower, perhaps Control Shift, and then Just guessing here, I don't know. Okay, let me see, that's trousers doesn't go that way. I'm trying just below the hip, so yeah, the hip's around here, so this is too high, so I'm gonna press this and I'm gonna hide this section. Okay, more like it. And again, delete hidden. Okay, and I got the trousers here. So here I can just say what we talked about before, which was smooth this out. You need to bring this out a little bit actually, because they're not gonna work. So you can move this is interesting because this is not gonna work for trousers like that. So probably what we can do is we can actually, how can we fix this? We can actually move stuff around like this, and then this is gonna be a bit more work. So we have to get this like that. No, it's not gonna work actually. I think this, what you can do, guys, is you can probably take this and then close it, Dynamesh it, sculpt the trousers on, and then do the stuff that I just told you, which is, yeah, I think that would be the easiest one to do. You take this stuff. It's a little bit of a process, but it's okay, guys. That's part of the learning. So we go here with this Dynamesh. You see, close the whole thing. It's too low. 300, 400. That's fine. And then you take this and you sculpt the trousers a little bit better. You see, but here you had to, do this stuff, and trousers shouldn't be tied up to the clothes like this anyway. But it would be a matter of just sculpting whatever is it that you want to create the trousers as. Okay, because they're too tight, but you can, you can do this, and once you have everything sculpted, and then you do the same thing. You paint the mask, you extract it, and you work on this. Okay, it's the same thing that we did before. You just had to, or you can just go into here, and you press I for inflate, and you take the inflate brush, and you just inflate things out a little bit, so it doesn't look like the trousers are too stuck in there. So. Smooth them out. Okay. I'm just guessing, I'm not looking at any reference here, but let's say that these are the trousers. Okay. If you want to preserve this shape, okay, like this, oh, not too much. Then you Dynamesh again, you press Control, click and drag, because you got Dynamesh already, and it takes in consideration your changes you did. Okay, now what you do is you take, because you already got polygroup, that would be a good example. You press Control Shift, you click on this, and you say delete hidden. Delete hidden. Now, if you set remesh this, you see the edges are too messy, so you can then play around with the stuff that I told you earlier, that section which is the edge loop. You set group loops. You see how it's nicely, well, not nicely, but it did improve the edges. So this one you can clip in if you want. You go here, clip. And if you want to be a bit more strict, we can put a slice curve. You can see that all the stuff that I've shown you guys, it works. You can just slice in, or not slicing. I probably do that. Probably trim, not slice, but the other one, which is trim curve. No, slice, trim curve, and then you just trim it, and it clips in for you. But it close a hole for you, but that's not a problem. You go here back to selection, and you Control Shift click here, and then delete hidden. Oops, not that. Delete hidden. That's fine. And then you take this. I think we should have done the same here, but doesn't matter. Let's do the group loops just for now. Group loops. You see, it improved it a lot. Now you can just go here. What we're going to do, Zeri Mesh, 5000 is fine, hit the button, and it creates a really nice clean topology, and then you can just then go here and then fix this stuff that we talked about. Okay, I'm just doing it quickly here, guys, so you can actually have a look, one idea what I'm doing. So you see these ones are like that, they'll be inflated anyway, so we can go back to the character and have a look at the character. You can see that these are the trousers. Now these trousers are already very tight, there, so we can then extrude it. In this case, because we're going to extrude outwards, out, we don't have to do the flipping thing that we did before. So we can just go here, there, and make sure they're quite out like that. Okay. In this case, we don't have to flip it because this is already close to the skin. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get less topology because it's too much. And I'm going to go here again. I'm going to get half of this. And then you get this. Okay, and that's okay. Okay. And again, I'm going to extrude it. So in this case, I'm going to extrude it out. But I don't have, again, I have to flip it again because I told you this is going to go from here. This is going to be the inner part and then out. Before what we had the out part and then we extrude in and then that's what it was flipped. We had to flip them because it was backwards, okay? So again, take this guy, go into set modeler here, hover over a face, make sure you have the setting correct, space bar, alt polygon extrude, and then this is what we're going to extrude out, like that. Okay, and that's it. Once you do that, then you can subdivide it, you can crease them. If you want to keep these hard edges, then you can just have, again, hover over an edge, space bar, bevel, edge loop complete. I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to solo it so I can see it. So I'm going to click here and then bevel this, click here, bevel that, and now let's do it for the, oops, I got Dynamesh on, I need to switch it off. Yeah, so I don't have accidentally press control and then I recreate a mesh or mess everything up. So I'm going to, again, I'm going to zoom in here, click on the edge and then click and drag, then click on the edge and then click and drag, and now because I got mirror, that's fine, it works on both. Now when I subdivide, that's about 2.3 million again, let me see. 2.3 million, that's right, look at this, plenty of geometry. And again, if you want to create the creases and the things like a trousers, you go the brush that I told you about. I check that setting that I told you, which is back face masking. You have to switch off, guys, by the way. And again, 2.3 million poly. If I try to do something, it's quite difficult. Maybe it's easy if I lower a little bit this for now. You see, the levels are still there. You're not deleting it. You just go to 14,000 or 140,000. Now the brush is more responsive, you know. You can get these sort of creases that you create in the trousers like that. I'm just guessing, and again, I'm not doing any reference. The same here, you see, you get what trouser creases like that and things like that. You can get this, and then you can get the classical creases you get in here, and you know, like this, and especially in Overwatch, I think it's quite prominent. You see, if you go too far, then you start seeing the stuff inside. So the brush is too big, I think you have to reduce, and then you get a sharper edge, you see. And then you can do the opposite, and then you can start looking like clothing, but with a bit more work, obviously. But yeah, so then you get trousers as well. So if you're gonna create things like in the body, things like strap and stuff, you see, you get trousers, you get this, you can start, you know, clothing the whole character very quickly. So if you want to go here and create things like straps, and then it's the same. You just press, you know, Control and paint the mask. Okay, you just go here and then paint the mask. Okay, and then you just paint it around, and then do the same. You extract it, and you start making copies as well, and then paint them out, extract them, make a copy, duplicate, and you can create, like, you know, the classic, the character had the straps. I believe there's another way of doing it. Let me clear this by doing, I think. This is a brush here called, I think it's this one, curve straps, yeah. If you do this, you can just create the mesh composer multiple. This one, you have to actually, let me escape this. This one works only with, click here. This one works only with not subdivision level, so you have to, again, duplicate this dude, move it down. I don't need all this geometry really high. So I'm going to do is because I'm just doing it for creating stuff. I'm keeping the original. Remember, I'm keeping the original here. So I'm working this just for working. So I'm going to go to about this level. I'm going to delete lower and higher, and I have only 28,000 whatever. So now when I do the strap things, I can just go in here and then just draw it. You see it gets a strap. I can create a strap. And I believe if you go here, you press shift. Oops, no, shift. No, I think if you click and drag and you press shift. Oh, okay, that's a loop. Look, very nice. And then wow, you go strap that is messed up. Okay, so I think let's have a look as if the brush with smaller strap works. Again, you click here, press shift. I think you have to go. I don't know, I think something like this does, yeah, it did it, look. You have to not go too far of the way. And then once you do that, then you click somewhere in the mesh, you get rid of that. That will be within the same thing. And then you just delete all of them, make all of them, however you want, you just duplicate. You can literally press Control Shift, go into Move, Control Shift, click here, you see everything else should be backwards, everything else should be mask, but that one, click there, yeah. Anyway, you can press Control click to invert the mask, and you can literally go here and press Control, and then it doesn't work. You press Control, and it doesn't work. Yeah, Control, and why doesn't want to work? My laptop is. Okay, so this should be. Oh no, wait. Let me have a look here. Why this is not working? Oh, this should be. Let's have a look. Let's put polygroups and then set auto groups. So that will be there. So if I go into Move and I press Control Shift and click on this, it's working backwards. I don't know why. Yeah, doing this. Oh, there you go. Now it wants to work. Press Control, and then you move them. Control, and you move in. You scale them, and there. If you can overlap them, rotate them, put them whatever, you can see like that. You can make some really nice straps. And then the same, you can just then once you finish the strap, then delete this guy. Control Shift, hide it, delete hidden, done. See, like for example, I press here, press Control this, Control Shift, click on this guy, invert it, mesh, delete hidden, I think. Yeah, delete hidden, and you can visualize the rest, the character, and you can start building your character like that. You see, it's just straps there. Obviously, with a bit more work, you can smooth in, subdivide in, put them around nicely. But you can see that you can start building up. And the same, you can do the same for the belt. Actually, you can do the belt like that, just with the strap and shift. Let's try that and see if we can do it. I don't know if we can do it. Okay. Again, this one has to be duplicated. No, I'm not gonna do it because I have to duplicate it. But it's great. You press shift and you drag, and it sort of wraps around. It's very clever. It wraps around the actual loop of the geometry. So that's this for now, guys. I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and create another more tutorial, which is actually working a little bit of the shapes and how to extract and put them together, and then show you that technique with that guy called Michael Pavlovic. So you can, I will put those links on the canvas so you can have a look at those. But it's pretty much the same. It's just a slightly different way of working, but it could work for putting things like, I don't know, boots and stuff and mechanical things to the character if you already not created it using the method that I showed you. Okay, so that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. All right, bye bye.